Hey, hello everyone. I don't want to do a too long intro because my mic is very silent. Reason. 1 second. We are back. So back. Is it still less loud than usual? 100. Alright, perfect. We are so back, mates. I have survived the first week of military. Also, I apologize for my flickering keyboard. Oh, and also this is the wrong title, I knew. Oh shit. So on Twitch this should have hopefully edited itself. It did not, in fact, edit itself. Is the YouTube stream running? I have no idea if the YouTube stream is running. It is. It also has obviously the wrong title, but good Twitch edited. Nice. I am kind of out of, doing all this. It's been a week as usual, but I've actually been doing something that is a bit more demanding than just sitting around editing and, well, yeah. Anyway, we be loading into the server, and I have actually seen something that is pretty crazy that I have not told anyone because I saw it just today when I returned home. And I guess I have to minimize Spotify again. Alright, perfect. This seems to be running really nicely. I have seen a video, alright. I've seen a video, I've seen a few videos, obviously. When I returned, I was on YouTube for about an hour. Didn't really watch anything that was very important or anything special that was in my sub feed. But while scrolling through YouTube Shorts, I saw a rare short pull that showed me a new way of floor designs that I have never seen before, and it is actually very close to what we did in the previous server, or well, the server before the previous server. But WTG, our longest running server ever, where we built the fog ravine kind of thing. I've seen that done, but like in another level of that, like one level up. Like we have the regular, like what's the word again? Fog, exactly. The regular fog, type of floor or holes or whatever, Can be used for many different things like sewer water and stuff like that. I've seen it done. But if you use a black glass instead of a white glass like we did on WTG, you do the same with the backlighting on the bottom, with the glowstone blocks and stuff and carpets over it. But you add randomly placed black candles and light them, then you get something that is extremely crazy. Because it is effectively it effectively looks like a galaxy, and I think that is extremely cool. Obviously no planets and stuff, but you get like all the stars, or well, could also be seen as night sky, I guess. But you see all that stuff then, and that is really cool. I really like that design idea. So our version of well, Midport Village type thing here. Oh, the roof is actually starting to oxidize. I didn't even notice that. That is perfect. So for my relatively comparably late stream today, I did want to do something. And that something is to potentially add another double chest here, because we're running out of random stuff space. So let me do that quick. Right here, we don't really need anything else. I need to get a few things that I said last time. We need more of that stuff, calcite. We need more copper, which I might still have some. I, in fact, do still have some here, but the question is, do I still have some more anywhere else? I don't have any copper here, here, or here. Most likely no copper in either of those chests. I do, in fact, have quite a big amount of copper in that chest. For whatever reason. Did I put that there like the stream before last stream, or even earlier when I built this? I don't remember. Anyway, we're gonna probably wax most of this, so we also need bees. Or well, beeswax. And the waxing needs like, I don't know. Should have enough copper, by the way, for doing all that. That looks perfect. Exactly. Then let me get to sleep, and that wasn't exactly planned. Right, so we need to get the calcite. We need don't need anything. Aye. Hello, Nameless. I've been doing very good, actually. Not much has actually changed from ordinary life, except that I always have something to do. My average screen time every day was like 20 minutes on my phone, so that is very good for the battery health of my phone, I guess, and for my health actually probably as well. We don't have any copper in any of those anymore, as it seems. get some more of those, and we're gonna get some calcite while I explain. So basically, we've just been doing random stuff like unpack everything. Yes, I am explaining exactly that. We unpacked stuff. We went through if like we have everything, all the stuff that, well, I guess you need for military. We packed some other stuff. We did do 2 tests actually, which I didn't know there was tests, like actual like written tests in military, but I guess I learned something new there. Well, it's multiple choice tests, but still it's technically, I guess, a written test because I write an X on the answers. We've done that twice. I've passed both of them, I think. For one, we didn't really get any results. For the other one, I did actually pass because they're both relatively easy tests. Yep, I was like, yay, military can't be worse than school. At least there's no tests there. And I was proven wrong in the first week. At least, next week we get to actually, like, we learned how to manipulate our guns yesterday, and next week on Tuesday I think we're shooting for real for the first time. And throughout the week we have quite a few different things with some first vehicles that we're going to be driving. Actually, I didn't really know that before, but apparently my function doesn't just drive a single vehicle to transport people, but we drive like 20 no, just kidding, like about 5 or 6, I'm not sure anymore, different vehicles, and we have to know each well enough to drive them. Yes, we learned it. It's not that hard to the shooting is actually probably the easiest part. Not breaking your shoulder while doing so, and actually hitting the target's probably more challenging, and definitely all the manual unloading and all that shit is a bit weird to do. I mean, it works, but it goes very much against a natural hand movement, because you have to like hold that shit in a very weird way. I can't find that geode that we were in like a few streams earlier, which shouldn't actually be too hard to find, but I can't find it. I am, yes. Honestly, not like I mean, it's pretty easy for me to be taller than someone like I am pretty tall. I was actually very surprised in our entire how would you translate that in our, well, train is the direct translation. I don't know what it's actually in English. Of like, I don't know, 24 or 26 people we are. There is one dude that is like just as the tiniest bit taller than me. And that is funny because I exceed the maximum height for this function, and he is taller than me and does the same exact thing. Kind of weird. Oh, interesting boat. Rare boat, by the way. Kind of. Dual color boats. Dual color boats. There was a bug on my table, and now there's a little piece of shit on perfectly white mouse pad. No, it's not perfectly white, sorry, I lied. It's actually slightly purplish. So the light looks more cold. Kind of. Oh my goddamn. We were already here. Or maybe somebody else. Where did I find that geode? Can't be that difficult. I don't actually know how tall I am. But yeah, 6'4" should be about close. Three, 4, or 5, I don't know, something there. Where, like, dead ass, where is that geode? Or can we find another one? Please. If we don't find the geode, could A, use commands, or B, just let that be for next time and we build something else. Why is it snowing here? Doesn't even make sense. Come on, give me a geode. Our chunks are loading very slowly again. Bruh. That is actually pretty crazy. So you did not believe her when she told you that she's tall. But when I tell you that I'm tall, you automatically assume that she is as well. Very interesting. Where the hell? I am almost running out of goddamn rockets. It can't be that hard to find a geode. It took me an entire in-game day already. Is that one? Oh hell yes, that is one. No, don't be scared. I can't really help you though. I'm out of... well... Yes. not here over the week. That's actually very weird. We made a group chat of people from my class and from our parallel class that went to military, or that are going to military right now actually, and some already got home or were let to go home yesterday and we're home at like 9 p.m. I was let go this morning at 6:15, which is 15 minutes earlier than what's on the freaking time plan. And how are they back home like 12 hours before me and then get back the same time as I do, or go back the same time as I do and then go home the same time as I do and then have to go back half a day or a day later? That doesn't make any sense. I'm, of all of the people that I know, the one who has the least weekend and most military, and they get the exact same amount of... Wait a second. Shouldn't they get less money because they're technically not in the military for an entire day, so that they shouldn't be paid? Well, no, not just me, like our entire military school does that, but they're on in a different school in an entirely different part of Switzerland. But the weird thing is that I get paid per day, and it counts as a day if I've been there that day. So today I get paid for having been in military until 6:15 in the morning, and I get paid the 69 bucks per day plus 6 because I've been there. It only counts if you've been there. It counts as a day you've been in military, so you get paid for that day. You get paid daily, not by hour or anything like that, which means in turn that I also get paid on Sunday, because I get back on Sunday evening at about 10:30. But they are home the entire Saturday or the entire Sunday, and they do not touch military grounds, which means they should not be paid and thus have to go to military for a few, well, in total weeks longer, because it adds up over almost over 10 months or so. That adds up to a few weeks that they would have to go longer to earn their 300 days or whatever it is. So that does not make any sense, because everyone goes there and returns home at the exact same time, pretty much, I think, at least. So that doesn't make any sense. I am not rich, and or well, I wouldn't get rich from military. I get, after what I have to get payback for kind of taxes type I get about 1.9k a month total. So that is over 10 months I get 19,000 after I'm done with military, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm not complaining. That would pay for a car or a new setup or both. But with Swiss car markets, where everything is about 5 times as much as in the US, that is worth buying, or that would be worth buying. I don't get anywhere. I could, but I don't have time. Can I remote buy you McDonald's? Just kidding, I won't do that. Just like Dan asking us for money for buying like a, I don't know, Hello Kitty costume and then buys fucking vapes with it. I know that. I know he would do something like that. Perfect. We need to light up this thing. I mean with like interior lighting, not like blow it up or burn it. Why is there also so many skeletons in this goddamn room? Or in this house? Why is there so many skeletons? Good, we have a new bow. Very nice. It's well, it would be with current prices of like buying or no, of renting anything to live in, if I had to do that, and for food and transportation for whatever, that would be very, very, very low. 1.9k for one person is just barely enough to survive here. I mean, the funny thing is, if I did live, in fact, alone, and would not get through with the money they pay me, I can tell them, and then they will negotiate a new, higher salary. Then I get paid a higher amount of money. The best thing is I do not have to pay that back, and that is pretty cool. But I do not live alone and do not need the money technically, so they won't ever pay me that. Sadly, I would have taken that. All right, we have a little problem. Yes, but yeah, exactly, it is. But honestly, spending 19 to 20k on a setup, that would just be plain stupid. Like, who would do that? I mean, I've barely ever even seen a 19k setup anywhere. Anyway. So like, that would be crazy. Is that an openly visible stone? That thing isn't even visible. Why did I... Doesn't make any sense. We make the walls... Like, the walls have to be... So all this is going to be calcites. That might be... I might have been a bit optimistic with how much calcite I should take with me, because that's not enough to add another wall. Which we could technically make from glass, but I don't know. Yo, hello? Hello, people from the depths of YouTube, or... Yes, YouTube, in fact. Why do you... Why you be saying no? No what? No brain cell? I may be kidding. Also, thanks. This is a slightly lower quality live stream potentially. I don't know. Maybe I might be getting like off. No, that sounded very wrong. My train of thought might be wandering off its path sometimes. Alright, what? Alright, we are rage baiting in oh no, that is, I can't actually do that, can I? I could. No, I'm not going to do that. Alright, so we're rage baiting in live chats now, aren't we? What has YouTube come to? Oh shit, I have to... How does this look from the outside? I think we could move that one in, right? Yes, we probably could. So if wall is on this block... Shit. If wall... I might actually. Alright, we're on this block with the inner wall then, which is this block. That totally works. Alright, so we're going to end the outer wall right about here. Which obviously we do not do using calcite. We do using a wooden pillar, but I most likely ran out of oak wood. Yeah, almost. Maybe might be enough for that one pillar. Just barely. Yo, Nameless. Do you potentially? I don't know if but just hypothetically speaking, not it doesn't have anything to do with the current situation. Do you have mod on my YouTube? Just hypothetically. Oh yeah, yes, please do build a casino on this area. I actually we need that. We need that. I've seen on a German server they, oh my god, now I ran out of stone, and it ends up like in this perfect way where the house would go through, and it's a wall, it works, but it would look ass from the inside. So we're going to get some more calcite potentially later. Oh, you do? Yes, please. Or no, don't ban him. Just give him some time to think if that is possible on YouTube. Just yeet him. This is Java. And it's, well, it's not really a public server. It's like semi-public. I mean, technically I don't know the person called Nameless in chat in real life, or well, yeah. Yeah, that would be cringe, Nameless. That would be cringe if you didn't have mod. I don't even know if I have mod on Lampus' channel or on his Twitch even. I actually have no idea. I might not. I mean, I should probably add some sort of, I don't know. The problem is, I don't know you. No, I mean, not in real life. The thing is, on other servers before you, Nameless, joined and Dan, there were only people on there that I could visit at home and slap if they did any weird stuff or griefed or whatever, which I didn't do, even though it did happen multiple times. The later the server was, the less it happened. Why the hell are you stealing my cave, man? There's enough gravel on the shore there. Go steal that gravel. Anyway. Cursing is bad. Well, I still haven't set up my chat filter. I was like, yeah, easy. We do that while military, when I have free time. I do not have free time, in fact. Also, I'm not. I'm just a bit stupid. Sometimes, most of the time. No. No, I don't think so, Nameless. Anyway. Ay, mi Bomberglad, why is it lagging? Adios. Alright, so... So, the thing is... I should set up some sort of system that allows to make servers more open to the public. Not like entirely. I kinda know him, yeah. Kinda. No, he lives on another continent. It's that type of thing. He just happens to be my probably most loyal... well, loyal. You don't have to watch my streams, but... he's like just one of those dudes who watches like everything I do. Which I like. Oh, hello, creeper. That is the only good reason to have a knockback sword. To do this. Yeah. I mean, but it's true. I didn't find a better word. Sorry, English is not my first language. As you know, Nameless. Do we have slabs? We do have slabs. We also need more slabs of that. I'm just gonna take that with me. So the thing is, I know English. Yeah, I know. But you're not speaking it. You're writing it. And how do I know you're not using a translator? Or how do I even know you're real? Maybe you're just a very cleverly programmed chat GPT bot that has somehow unrestricted access to curse words and stuff. There was no. There is no copper golem, is there? Or have I missed something again? I'm not actively keeping track of Minecraft updates anymore since like 1.17. But as far as I understood, we're not getting a copper golem. I mean, the armadillo one, that's in game. No, wait, that was another mob boat. The LA one back then. Anyways, I have to copy this. It's a 3322. Yeah, should be possible to copy. We have a 3. 3, 2, 2. And that was already wrong. Perfect. Now we're getting into the waterfall, exactly as I had hoped. Why is there no emotes on YouTube? Well, nameless. You see, because I do not have enough watch time, which is kind of technically my fault. Well, obviously it's my fault I'm not uploading enough videos, but I do not have enough time to upload those videos. So, how am I supposed to do that? I do not know. But somehow YouTube expects, sorry, my English today, man. Expects from me that I somehow upload so many videos that with 1000 subs, I gain 4000 watch hours. My peak. My peak was like 150. Or no, not even, like 130. And that went back down and is now at currently about 50. So, over the past year, I have had less than half of the time viewed on YouTube. Like, my videos were viewed less than half as long as the year before. I also did not gain any subscribers since 1.5 years on YouTube. We do not know how that happened. Like Lumpus didn't really gain any either, but he's not uploading. I am uploading, not very frequently, but I'm uploading, and I gain subs, and I seem to lose the exact same amount of subs at the exact same time. So I'm always stuck at like 129, 1029 or 1030, 31, like that. Yes. I rewatching Ghost series, honestly, that is also one of those things. I think the new Ghost is, in comparison to Ghost Season 1, which was, in my opinion, peak. It was actually peak. Ghost 2 is a bit mid at where it's currently at. Which is kind of because I don't really have a plan on what to do. The Ghost is not really giving me many hints. Not like... I don't know what to do. I have to get the fish back, but I don't know how to do that. As we know, when I tried to visit the other dimension where the fish was kidnapped to, or fish-napped, I guess, I lost my world, which is a very sad thing, because it was a very nice world. I liked it. I would have continued on that as well for like another, as long as Ghost 2 is running now, probably. But yeah, Ghost 1 would probably be still ongoing if that incident didn't happen, which was, by the way, not scripted, as you might be thinking. I know. Also, hello, Avelina. I currently do not have the time to record Ghost videos. I am very sorry. Very, very sorry. I kind of have to like remove half this mountain in like a very weird fashion. I'm trying to make this look organic. Ooh, this actually looks pretty cool as well. And it's not gonna know where my path is it. Oh, that is pretty cool. I'm trying to just remove parts of this mountain here. And then I can like re-add them or something. Still a bit too steep, my opinion here. But also about the VR and all that stuff, I did try VR. I didn't revisit old worlds actually because I made so many old worlds that I was intending to continue working on that I never really had plans to revisit them because they're technically still ongoing series. I guess you could count Hardcore Season 2 as an old world. I've not opened that in like probably over a year, and that was in when 1.19 came out, and I had a lot of plans for that. Never really happened, sadly, though. So that's that, I guess. Oh, right. What the hell? Perfect. Now, huh. What? YouTube gives XP for what? Wait, explain that to me, please. I never watch streams on YouTube. I'm just the one who streams. Same as on Twitch, actually. All right. We're back in the house, and now I need to kind of make the house an actual house, because I don't think a house actually has stone pillars as a side wall of like regular stone that you find in a goddamn mountain. Then that would have to be a pillar that is upright. And somewhere sideways. Perfect. To kind of close that up, and then we can remove the rest of the mountain, and we should have a somewhat workable interior. So how, could you please stop spamming chat? Explain to me how the goddamn XPs work. Can you please keep your arguments in your Discord DMs? Otherwise I have to remove your mod rights, Nameless. And yours too, actually, Avalina. You have mod rights as well, so... Yes, Nameless. But what do they do though? What does an XP do? Like, what does it do? I don't really get it. Where is my stone cutter? Did I leave that on the roof? I did. perfect. So we can add something here, like glass or so. Essentially. Yeah, that would be cool. Honestly, that's something that Xbox does. Like, you get those gamer points or whatever they're called, and in like literally every country you can use those and you can get like games that cost for free or something. You basically get money to use in the store. Sadly, that doesn't work in Switzerland, at least not that I know of. At least last time I looked at it. Plushies would be a cool thing, but the thing is, I think YouTube would probably like do something that would make the life of small small YouTubers like me hell. Because why would they give you something for free, like a plushie? I mean, if you think about it, they need to make money too. And what do they make money with? Advertisements. And because I'm a very small streamer and use hopefully non-copyrighted music, they should not be giving you any ads on my streams. Which means they don't make money, which means they probably won't give you anything for watching my stream. But on a bigger streamer where you might have ads, you might, you know, they could give you something. But they earn like what? A few cents for every view of an ad. Kinda stupid. Yes, nameless. You don't have to spam my name. I'm literally like here. The wrench is his mod. It's just stop. I'm not your goddamn parents. We have a flooded house. Nice. Anyway, yeah, the wrench is like a mod, or well, he has just advanced access to my channel. I think, Nameless, you should also be able to technically edit my subtitles, but I am not entirely sure about that. So we're gonna experiment a bit with glasses here. Glasses? No, with different types of glass. That is what I wanted to say. Which is probably neither is going to be enough, but let's see. Transparent glass looks relatively transparent. White glass. I'm not sure if I might want to add just regular transparent glass here instead of the good old white glass. Doesn't look all too bad. Kind of fish tank vibes. Or potentially even full blocks. I hope you mean in-game, Oreo. I hope you mean in-game. If you lost diamonds IRL, that would probably not be very good. I think, but I'm no expert. Oh god damn it. Why does that have to fall? Right, we need, I think we need glass blocks for there. Actually, Maybe we don't even need glass. Maybe we need something else. Don't know what, but maybe. And I might have an idea. That idea involves using this thing again. Was it here or here? I think here. I don't really have to care. Does it? Ooh, 4. Could use those. That is crazy. That is actually that is actually pretty crazy. Luckily, I do not or rarely play outside. I rarely go outside. Well, in the military, that kind of changed. I can't really do much about that. But yeah. I don't really know what to do with this house, honestly. We have our waterfall that I wanted to have running over the house, right? That's what I wanted to do. Now, the problem, issue, or whatever is that obviously the house is not integrated into the mountain very well. And I might have to reintegrate in the mountain over the house, if that is understandable. That's the thing, I'm not sure what to really do. The original plan with the house was to have the water run through the house, kind of, in a way. Just like water and house, kind of house in water, and then have the water visible through the house. But because the house is not very big, well, I could just make it longer, but I don't really have the resources and the will to do that. If I add more mountain and the waterfall actually runs over the roof, which technically would work if we change that a bit down here, then we could technically have that work. But right now we have water running down this side, which isn't per se a problem if I can direct it to be a bit more over to this side, which would also then give a reason to this puddle or whatever that would be down there. And so I don't really have to fill it in anymore. And the bridge also makes more sense. That I wanted to build there anyways. But if I just leave that as is and make like a glass window here, that is not really what I, initially had planned. At least let me remove that mountain real quick here. So we finally have bit of a nicer wall. Right, we need to obviously make those walls from calcite at some point. But currently the waterfall is not visible from inside of the house, which means I should probably add a window here. But it does want to add a window, like, if I open this, cool, there is a stone behind it, literally just stones. Not necessarily a bad thing. It works totally fine if I do that. Also has quite the good view if you can get it, if you can walk here, but we don't have a floor yet. Actually, kind of need a ledge here anyways. Not there. This one. here. Somewhat like that. If you do this, we can have like a window here, but does it make sense to add a regular glass pane window? Doesn't actually look all too bad. But I mean, it's mostly to see from the outside, not really from the inside. That was originally not really the plan, but I guess it works better that way. Also, I need to add more variation, like here, into this wall mostly. And also, like, to the waterfall itself, because if you look out there and just see blank stone with water flowing, it just looks like the average version 1. I don't know, 1.8 or so build, which is really what I'm going for. This very nice, spontaneous idea that the water itself had. The rest not quite what I want it to look like yet. I need to add the mountain back onto the roof that I removed beforehand. So we're going back up there and I'm adding more stone to the wall here. So like, what a waste of bow. Right, so basically I built up this mountain here. Now obviously this doesn't really look very nice. Technically I can also make the mountain hollow, but I shouldn't make it too high up, because I obviously need the water to still flow there. So this already doesn't work anymore, interestingly enough. But also, this doesn't make any sense. Why would the water flow like that? Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like having it look like the mountain kind of fell. But how does one? Then I would have to break parts of the house. Somewhat, I figure. I mean, this waterfall in itself doesn't look great at all anyways. And if we help it correct itself a tiny bit. What the hell are you doing there? Ah, that's from placing the buckets. I think that might be an issue. Yeah, I do not need that to be actually like 20 blocks wide. We're probably going to have to re-add the water source up here somewhere. Can I add a temporary water source storage? We remove water source. We add water source. No. Why does the water flow so fast? Alright. Let's see. If I just add mountain to where it looks good without really looking at how the water flows, that might be a bit of a better idea. So like, I guess this is like the shape that makes most sense. This is like what the mountainside naturally would probably look like. Somewhat. Now the waterfall would how does one make something look like it's fallen down onto a house? I have to make the actual house broken on the inside. So I remove like an edge from this. Which would probably work. If I hide it well enough, we can make that happen. So if I remove all this, not my self necessarily. If I remove parts of this, or well, most of this, all the non-natural stone here real quick. And if I also remove the logs, probably not, because they most likely survived. But if we make like an indent into the roof, or like try to do that some way. Like, so it looks like it's caved under the pressure. And then have that be similar on top. And now we try adding the stone back. Just can't leave any too massive air pockets. So this doesn't really attract any monster spawning here. So now it kind of looks like something fell onto the roof, I would guess. This kind of doesn't work. Guess I can make like a rip in the ceiling here. Obviously with a filled bit of stone. So this is like a boulder. I would probably see this as. That kind of fell. So this is like, this should look like relatively broken from the inside. It kind of does. It's not even that heavily noticeable, which is pretty good. Pretty nice. Lovely. We would probably add a safety support here. I mean, if we're real, this doesn't look like a good place to support. No, actually it would be a good place to support, but it looks ass because it's not a full block here. Kind of like this. The ceiling will probably hold that, right? Definitely. That's crazy. That is actually crazy nameless. But why? Why you do that? Right, we might like add like a puncture here or something. So it's just like broken through. Exactly. Then that's that. We need more birch wood. I need to add a floor to this because I keep falling through. Do we not have any birch slabs? Interesting. I have one left over. I cannot believe that. What am I supposed to do? She's arguing with you, not with me, man. Anyway, doesn't all look too bad. I think we might need to like we what? Are we dead as? Prioritize his shield instead of. Alright, I've never seen that before. So that's like our pillar. That's the pillar that holds this, right? Our imaginary hold up. Wait a minute, you do not cave in yet. Pillar. So then, if we go back up here, we look at this mountainside, we can shape that a bit to our liking. To make it a bit more like believable, I guess. We need the water to actually have a reason to like go split over here. Which water would most likely not flow all the way over here. But I mean, we can force it to do so. So this is now dry. If I add water, it should technically flow just as I intended to. Oh my god, it might actually be working. I'm just goated at physics. I'm better at freaking Minecraft physics than in real life. That is crazy that that went so well. I did not expect that. I did really not expect that. It's actually crazy. We have to most likely change this up a bit. Can I just have that flow there? Thank you. Now I don't know if it happens again if we like re-add the water, if that changes its flow or not. Like if that here, for example, is a bit more permanent. Most likely won't be, but we're gonna try. Yeah, well, I'm not in my military uniform, so I can do whatever I want. And that's how it works, pretty much. That one boulder, I don't care about it anymore. We're just gonna leave it. Right. So we have some sort of a waterfall, a working waterfall. Looks a bit, well, a bit thin down here. We're gonna thicken that up a bit. At some point when the waterfall is more definite. I don't know. Anyway, that works perfectly fine. If we can direct that to be a bit further over to this side. Potentially. What are those guys doing here? And why do I hear a spider? So near. So closely. It's not that one. It's another spider. I don't know. Who cares? Let me get inside the building real quick. And we're gonna see how it looks from here. Oh, there's a spider. Right. Let me quickly go to sleep. Now, the thingy that I needed to do is actually light up the goddamn house. That's why I took those nuggets with me. We have torches. We have torches, which is not even enough for, well, 2 lanterns. That is actually devious. We need more torches, and we need a bit of iron. That's all I have. Damn, it's only enough for 2. Let me see how 2 of these work in here. We don't actually need a massive amount of lights in this room. We need most likely one over here. Well, this wall is going to come in one further. So technically, removing this is how it works. And that would all be calcite. And then this up here, I do not know if I want to make a ceiling, because that would kind of hide this. And I don't know if we want to do that or if we do not want to do that. We could make a semi-ceiling, like just on this side or something. Add a little internal balcony, but I don't know if that makes any sense. We could make a sub-roof. I don't know. That is in fact true, Nameless. That is true. I am, though, planning on adding many more buildings in various different sizes. Because if you look at the entire image, right? If we quickly step outside, from the outside there isn't gonna be much of a change to this building. Looks a bit heavy towards this side. Might add a secondary pillar up here, just to have that look a bit more stable. But if we look from here, once this is done, it does actually work. It works really well. From other angles, like if we quickly fly away, it totally works. I can see this working. I mean, we're gonna add probably another, if we quickly land on this, we're gonna add no more houses on this piece of the mountain here. These are the only 3 houses. Potentially, just very potentially, a little shack here or something. No house, but maybe some little small building. Then we have the path here. The path goes through this, through a bridge. This bridge goes over. Then over here somewhere, or over there. Actually, over there probably makes more sense. We somewhere build a farmer's house, probably relatively far up on this mountain, like pretty secluded. And then have a relatively large space of this just be probably a wheat field, because wheat is still like the most aesthetically pleasing crop on big fields, I think. Yes, you do. You definitely do. We also need, that is one thing I talked about with Albertina, I think. It would be really cool to have like trains, like an actual aesthetically pleasing train system with minecarts to travel on from different locations to other different locations. I mean, Blood Dan did all the work here. No, just kidding. This looks like absolute ass. We have to remove that at some point. But like, imagine if I quickly fly away. Like, we could very well have a train on this section of this, on this kind of this, whatever this would be, that goes like from up that mountain to somewhere through there, potentially not even, or maybe just over a bridge here, goes over and then up to over there, and then have stations to other further away points. For example, Avelina's base, or Dan's base, which is on the other side of the mountain. So a little train that goes on the side of the mountain, for example, would be extremely sick to have. It would look nice as well if we do it right, like with like supports made from wood or stone or whatever, and then having nice train tracks, maybe even like 2 tracks for both sides, so you can have actual like minecarts running on there, and like actual real trains in like a working like a time scheme potentially. I have no idea where our base is actually. Sorry, I have no coordinates or idea where it is. I know that Dan's base is on the other side of that mountain, which is not far away, like 200 blocks, maybe 300. Maybe not even actually. Maybe it's closer by. Anyway, there's one last thing I want to do, which is, oh, we have a first visitor. I wanted to add lights. Now on this building it's a bit weird to add lighting. I will most likely add one of the lanterns somewhere relatively close here, and one of them probably there. So we need 2 more birch slabs. I only have 1. And now I have 7. Yay. So if I quickly like try that out, I might want to add this one like here. Oh, that is hella uncomfortable to A, look at, and B, walk on. Under. That is actually gross. So in this building, we most likely will add either aesthetically mounted torches, or we add the lanterns on special wall mounts of some sorts. Like even close to the wall. I figured they just look weird, right? I kind of just need the lighting. So we quickly add lighting. That lights it up relatively evenly. Both close to a wall. Technically works really well. Yeah, it does look weird. Even this looks weird. It's, well, because we're using top slabs and I can't use bottom slabs for the entire thing here because, well, obviously. Here it's a bit, it's technically easier, but it's also more difficult in, well, whatever way you want to see it. Here I'm not sure if I want to add a full ceiling. I could potentially add a ceiling that just has a hole in it, like around here. Then have that be like that, and then have the ladder for going up to the attic up here on that post somewhere. Should work relatively well. If we add like a roof in here, I think that would like tie the upper part of this house a bit better together. Than, are we dead ass? Did you just place that here? My gravel now. On here it's technically relatively easy. We can just knot on a bottom slab, a top slab. We need a bottom slab like this. This is relatively easy. Doesn't light up the entire thing, but I don't have enough. Where did you get that from now? Stop stealing my freaking wall. Anyway, I think that doesn't look all too bad. It's lit up. It looks a bit nicer. It's glowing on the inside now. But I think we need a top ceiling because the top without a ceiling looks a bit weird. That is not good names. No good names. Anyway, that Enderman is just chilling in there apparently. We have a very relatively nice view from the outside and inside. Into this window. Well, from the outside I don't really care, but from the inside it doesn't look all too bad. Which means I'm going to leave everything as unused here.
How
many times?
Do it anymore. Yo, what's up, Swammy?
Hello, how did you know? How did you know that? How? First of all, hello yourself. I'm doing very fine. How are you doing? And second of all, how do you know the name? Of whatever it's called in English. I don't even know what you call that in English. A train? In that sense, I don't know. How have they still... Oh my god, I'm gonna turn right around. Oh! Oh. Well then that's just a coincidence. Yes, mine is also called that. Maybe that's a universal naming scheme. Is there also like Canale and Ambos and stuff like that where you are? Also, two languages. I have to speak French a lot, and I'm not great at French, but it works. Ah, nice. Good evening. Anyways, it's been about almost pretty much exactly 1.5 hours, and I still need to get some sleep because I well, we got up before 5 this morning to get home. If French is easy, it isn't that hard. But you know what is? That sounds a bit weird. French is easy. It's easier to talk than it is to understand. The actual French, like the actual people that speak French as their first language, it is so hard to understand. They speak too fast, at least sometimes. The sergeants, they speak German as their first language, all of them except for one, I think. So it's relatively easy to understand their French. But yeah. So we go offline. I go bed and sleep. Sadly, well, I can't really edit all too much over the next weeks, months, potentially. Maybe throughout the day at some point, if I find time. Yeah. Anyway, that will be it for today from me. And I guess I'll see you all on next Saturday if I do not have any... I have to stay there on the weekends. If I do, I will stream from my phone, which I hope works. protect yourself. You're a grown-ass man. You can protect yourself in a volleyball match, man. Thank you very much. Alright. Next Saturday, same time. Earlier, actually, I'm trying to be earlier. I'm trying to get back into the stream plan. Today was... We watched the Minecraft movie again. On an actual streaming platform. So, yeah, still. I need to look into the YouTube XP system. Maybe I can do something that y'all can buy from 4 channel points, like, I don't know, emotes or something. Maybe that exists. I'm gonna see if it does exist. Until then, I guess I will skedaddle out of the game. And yeah. Yes. I also have to find out what's going on with the very different times that we have weekend and why the hell you have full days off. I go home on a Saturday and go back on a Sunday, which means I'm never not in military on a day, which is a bit weird. And that others have that doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, good evening or whatever it is in your time zone. Until next week. I'm going to also do the community post that I forgot to do last week if I remember. Otherwise, I'm going to move that again to the next week. Also, I got to rename the stream on YouTube. I forgot to change its name before streaming, so it has the wrong name now. Anyway. Shit, that was the wrong button. That was also the wrong button. And that was the right button. Good night.